Hello everyone. So today we'll study about chapter 14 of grade 5 our environment. First of all, what is environment? In simple words I can say that our surrounding, that is only known as our environment. Now when we add nowadays due to human activities, pollution is increasing. Now what is pollution? The addition of harmful substances to the environment in any way due to human activities which lead to makes the environment dirty, that is only known as pollution. So what is pollution? The addition of harmful substances to the environment which makes the environment dirty is called pollution. Now there are different types of pollution. First of all, water pollution. What is water pollution? Water pollution is the addition of harmful substances to the water sources. What are different water sources? River, lakes, pond, ocean, these all are different water sources. Now for example, the water the wastewater which is being generated from the homes or from the industries, all this water, it is adding up into the water sources, so it makes the water dirty. After this we throw the garbage into the water sources, then also we are making it dirty. Second one is air pollution. Air pollution is simply the addition of harmful substances to the air. When we makes the or our activities makes the air dirty. For example, when we burn the firecrackers, so at that time we do air pollution. Second thing, when we for example the vehicles, so the smoke coming out from the chimneys of the factories, from the vehicles, when we burn the firecrackers, or in any way when we burn any plastic thing, so the smoke which comes out, it always add the harmful substances to the air. So this is only known as air pollution. Third is land pollution. The addition of harmful substances to the land. When we throw the garbage on the land, or the waste which is generated during the manufacturing of anything from the factories, from the industries, that garbage, or when we upgrade our electronics, so the electronic garbage or the medical garbage, electronic, for example, previous models of your phones, TVs, and old refrigerators, right? And radios. Then medical waste, for example, the whatsoever waste which is being generated from the hospitals, from the nursing homes, that is, they all lead to land pollution. Last one is noise pollution. Noise pollution is simply when there is lot of noise, lot of sound because of any source. It can be loudspeaker, TV, or when DJs, they are working, or when construction is going on. So during the construction, the sound, the loud sound which is being generated by the machines, right, they all create a lot of noise, that is only known as noise pollution. So this was all about different types of pollution. Now next topic, and this is greenhouse. Nowadays farmers, they grow the crops even during winter season also. They can grow the crops which need high temperature for their growth. How can they do it? By the concept of greenhouse. So how do they got the concept, and what is this concept? Greenhouse, this concept is simply what they do, what farmers do. They make a chamber which is made up of glass material, and there is one quality of that chamber, that it allows the heat to absorb, but it do not, so when it absorb the heat, the temperature in the chamber, it will increase, so the crops, they will get the high temperature which they need for their sufficient temperature they will need, which they need for their growth. But there is one quality of it, that chamber, it doesn't let that heat escape. So this is only known as greenhouse. Now how do they got this concept? This is related to the greenhouse effect which occurs in the nature. Now what is this effect? Our earth, our planet earth, it is surrounded by an envelope of air that is known as atmosphere, and there are so many gases which are present in the air. Out of those, few gases are, for example, carbon dioxide, water vapor, ozone, methane. They have the property, these are known as greenhouse gases. Now why do we call them greenhouse gases? Because these are the gases, they have the property to absorb the light, but they do not let that heat escape. They trap the heat inside. This effect is only known as greenhouse effect. and this effect which is being produced, the gases which have this property of trapping the heat inside, which do not let the heat escape, this is only known as greenhouse effect. And these are the gases which does this, those are known as greenhouse gases. For example, carbon dioxide, water vapor, ozone, methane, these are few examples of the greenhouse gases. So in actual what happens, for example, this is our planet Earth. So from the sun heat it is absorbed, right? Some of the heat it is escaped, but few amount of heat it is not escaped because of these gases, because of these greenhouse gases. They trap the heat inside, they do not let it escape, and because of this only, this is known as a greenhouse effect. And because of this greenhouse effect only, when heat is trapped inside, then what will happen? It will increase the temperature, and because of this only, the temperature on the earth now it is increasing. And this increase in temperature due to greenhouse effect, this is only known as global warming. Now there are different effects of the global warming. First of all, the ice on the glaciers, it is melting because of the rise in the temperature. When glaciers they will melt, they will turn into water, and water it will add up into the rivers, right? And when the level of water into the rivers will increase, it will ultimately add up into the ocean. So when the amount of water will increase in rivers, in the ocean, then when that amount is more, then that water it comes in the residential area or in the low-lying areas, we call it flood. So these all are the effects of the global warming. After this, now how can we check it, how can we control it? First of all, there is one word, carpooling. Now what is this carpooling? For example, we are going to the same destination, so at that time, instead of, for example, five people are there from one place, and we have to go to the same destination. So why to go from different vehicles? We can share one vehicle, right? We can, whatsoever measures we can do to decrease the pollution, we can do it. Whenever we are not using any sources like electricity, no one is there in the room, we can turn it off. And after this, plant more and more trees, as much as you can, to save our environment. Okay, so these all are the few things. Okay, this one thing, biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. Biodegradable substances which can get decomposed into the soil. All the natural things, your fruit peels, vegetables, and all the things, plants and animal matter, they all are kind of biodegradable. They always increase the fertility of the soil. On the another hand, non-biodegradable, all the man-made things, your electronic waste or poly bags, it will throw them into this type of garbage, it will remain there on the land, it will not get decomposed. So this is known as the non-biodegradable. So this type of material, non-biodegradable, we can dispose it off with the help of, and we can use one thing, that is 4R rule. Reduce the use of poly bags or non-biodegradable material. Refuse, say no to plastic. For example, say no to plastic bag, right? Then reduce, reuse, then recycle. Recycle means we give it to the factories. We can send, instead of sending, we can send it to the factories. In the factories, they will manufacture another things with it. So that same thing is recycled, right? So this was all about refuse, recycle, reuse, and what else we can do? We can use it again, that is known as reuse. So this was all your 4R rule.